These are the questions related to covalent structure or covalent bonding. MCQs, I will skip the MCQs because MCQs based on your understanding, so it's better you attempt. So I will just discuss few questions today and remaining I will discuss tomorrow. Okay. Structure question. This is related to covalent structure, so it can be giant or it can be simple as well. The first one, the diagram shows electron arrangement in a molecule of ammonia showing only outer shell electrons. State the type of bonding. What kind of bonding is there in ammonia? It's an ionic or a covalent?
Covalent.
It's covalent because you can see here there's a sharing of electron. Whenever there's a sharing of electron, it's a covalent bond. Or you can also identify, because nitrogen is a non-metal, hydrogen is a non-metal. Whenever there are two non-metals, they will always have a covalent bond. Next is hydrogen. N2H4 is another compound of nitrogen and hydrogen. Complete the diagram to show the electron arrangement in a molecule of hydrogen. Show outer shell electron only. So first thing, in exam it's not necessary that you make this table, but for your understanding it's better you make this so that you will not make a mistake. So the elements which are present here is hydrogen and nitrogen. Hydrogen having 1 electron in the outermost shell, nitrogen having 5 electrons. How many it will share? 1. This will share 3. How many unshared will be there? 0, and this unshared will be 2. So which one I should start sharing first, hydrogen or nitrogen? Which one sharing?
Nitrogen.
The one which share the least number, I should start with that one. So hydrogen I should, because hydrogen share 1, nitrogen share 3. So I should start with hydrogen. So if this hydrogen share 1, nitrogen will share 1 from that side. If hydrogen share 1, nitrogen share 1 from that side. Hydrogen share 1, nitrogen share 1, and hydrogen share 1, nitrogen share 1. So sharing of hydrogen is finished. About the nitrogen, because nitrogen maximum can share 3, 2 of them are already shared, so the last one they will share with each other. And there are unshared electron, 2 unshared electron, which you will draw for nitrogen. Is it clear? The structure of N2NH4. The hydrogen share 1, that's why I started with hydrogen. And nitrogen share 3. So first each hydrogen share 1. So 1 hydrogen here, 1 hydrogen here. So they share 1, 1, and nitrogen left with 1 electron, which will share with another nitrogen. Drawing 2 lone pairs, like the one unshared electron is also having the marks. How you can identify it's a covalent or it is an ionic? If there are two non-metals. If, like example, if sodium with chloride. So sodium is a metal, chlorine is a non-metal. So if metal and non-metal, it will be ionic, complete transfer. But if 2 or 3 elements are there and all are non-metal, like N2H4, nitrogen belongs to group 5, it's a non-metal. Hydrogen is a non-metal. So when 2 non-metals are there, they will have a sharing or covalent structures. And in this example, you can simply identify, definitely will be a covalent because the rings are overlapping on each other. Is it clear? How to identify whether it's an ionic or a covalent structure. Silicon has a giant structure. So silicon here they're not asking about silicon oxide, they're saying silicon. Name the type of bond which present between silicon atoms in silicon. What kind of bond? Like what is a bond between silicon and silicon? If there is one silicon bonded with another silicon. So because both are non-metal, whenever both are non-metal, what kind of bond they will have? They will have covalent bond. Suggest two physical properties of silicon. Use your knowledge of structure and bonding to explain why silicon has these properties. What are the properties? It's because they already mentioned. You're not in learning what are the properties of silicon, but you can identify or you can use your understanding. They give you the hint. What hint they give? They mention silicon has a giant structure and that is similar to that of diamond. So basically the properties of the diamond will be same as the properties of silicon. So what will be the first property I will write? What I can write? Just now I discussed the properties.
High melting point.
High melting point. And what is the reason for that?
They are giant structures,
Yes.
and the overall energy needed to separate them is high.
Yes.
Due to these structures.
Due to the strong bond. So high melting point because of giant structure. And the second property, because they mention it is similar to that of diamond, so it cannot conduct electricity. And why it cannot conduct? Because it does not have any free electron. Is it clear? The carbon dioxide CO2 is a gas at room temperature. So carbon dioxide is a gas, where silicon 4 oxide is solid. Name the type of structure which of the following compound have. Carbon dioxide. It will have simple structure or giant structure. Simple covalent or giant covalent. Carbon dioxide is a gas.
Simple covalent.
Simple covalent.
Yeah. Why it is simple? Because it's a gas, so it means it has low boiling point. So it has simple covalent structure. What about silicon 4 oxide? It is solid. So if it is solid, what kind of structure it will have? It's silicon and oxygen. Silicon is a non-metal. Oxygen is also a non-metal. Yeah. So it will have.
Giant.
It will have a giant covalent structure or macromolecular structure. Then use your knowledge of structure and bonding. Explain why carbon dioxide is gas at room temperature, where silicon 4 oxide is solid at room temperature. So basically, I told you simple covalent compound, simple covalent structure, they have weak force between the molecule. So CO2, carbon dioxide is a simple covalent structure. So weak force between the molecules, small amount of energy is required to change the state that is why it has low boiling point or melting point, you can mention, or that is why it is gas at room temperature. And what about silicon 4 oxide? It has giant structure, strong force between the particles, Require greater amount of energy to change state. That is why solid at room temperature. Is it clear? The 2 points. Basically, whenever there's a simple covalent structure, they always have weak force. Whenever there's a giant structure, they will always have a strong force. The simple covalent substances, I told you, they're usually liquids or gases, and giant structure are usually solids. Silicon 4 oxide and sodium chloride have different types of bonding and structure. Name the type of a bonding. What kind of bonding is there in silicon 4 oxide?
Giant covalent.
Yes, giant covalent. So you will mention giant covalent. Both you have to mention. The structure is basically giant. The type of a bonding is covalent. And if this is structure, then it will be giant. Sodium chloride. What kind of bonding?
Simple covalent.
Sodium chloride. Sodium is metal.
Ionic.
Ionic.
Because the sodium is metal and chlorine is non-metal. So what kind of bonding it will have? Ionic. If I say what kind of structure, ionic compounds also have a giant lattice, and covalent compound may have giant or maybe simple. So next part they ask, name the type of structure present. Now you have to mention a structure. So what kind of structure is there? It has giant covalent structure. Then silicon 4 oxide has high melting point. You have to explain why. So we'll mention because a strong force between the particles, difficult or required greater amount of energy to separate them. That is why it has high melting point. It's the same reason just now I discussed in this one. The same reason you have to write again. Is it clear to everyone? Silicon 4 oxide is a poor conductor. Why it's a poor conductor? Because it does not have free electron or ions. That's why it cannot conduct electricity. Sodium chloride does not conduct electricity. The solid sodium chloride does not conduct electricity. However, it can conduct electricity when molten. Explain why solid sodium chloride cannot conduct. Sodium chloride is an ionic compound. So for ionic compound, how they exist? They exist as a lattice. Lattice means regular arrangement of the ions. Positive and negative ions held together by a strong electrostatic force. That's called a lattice. So positive this is called a lattice. So why in a solid state it cannot conduct electricity? Because the ions are not free to move. But when molten, when we melt it, because in a molten state, the ions are free to move. If I melt this, now the ions become free to move. So when the ion becomes free to move, these ions can move, so it can conduct electricity. Is it clear? This was related to the ionic compound. Any doubt in this? So tomorrow we'll discuss more questions related to this topic about covalent, and the last topic we'll finish tomorrow, which is about metallic bond. Any question related to today's class?